foremost, I would like to thank the organizers of this meeting. I feel already lucky having been asked to give my speech here after such a fantastic, powerful performance. Now, I must admit that in my short life on this planet, and short, I mean, I'm 74 years old. I say short life on this planet. They tell me God usually attends these interfaith meetings. I don't want him to think I'm too old, otherwise he might take me. And I'm having a very good time on this planet so far. So I have no intention of going anywhere. Anyways, my short life, as I said, has been influenced and greatly impacted by two persons. One, of course, was Mohandas Kamchandra Gandhi, known as Mahatma Gandhi to all of us. And the other person lived about 4,000 years ago. And his name was Zarathustra, the golden star. Zarathustra, the golden star. And his last name was Spitamata, meaning that the white dress at that time, according to the old Persian cultures, distinguished people. They dressed white, as many people are here. I understand that's also part of the culture in parts of the India. Now, instead of really wasting your time listening to what I have to say, I would like to read quotes from these two persons that have humbly influenced my life. First, from Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Extremely profound thought. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. It means that it means that we never should cooperate with an aggressor. If you don't cooperate with aggressors, they become completely helpless, and they could not continue their killings and put to act their bad intentions. They need us. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Some of you who are familiar with Parsi and Zartushti tradition, you know the main motto of Zartushtis is good thought, good word, and good deed. And this is what Gandhiji said in a different tone. A coward is incapable of exhibiting love. It is the prerogative of the brave. If you want real peace in the world, start from children. Hate the sin, love the sin. extremely profound thought, but unfortunately, with the intelligence that we human beings have, we can divert every good idea and plan to a bad way. This concept that so profound, stated by Gandhiji, see what is going on with it. In TV programs, when a person of high place in a religion commit unspeakable things, then they said, well, this is what Gandhiji said, love the sinner, lovely guy, although he had done all this. An eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. The day the power of love overrules the love of power, the world will know peace. Power of love versus love for power. I object to violence because when it appears to do good, the good is only temporary, and evil it does is permanent. Very profound thought. You may never know what results come of your actions, but if you do nothing, there will be no results. Now, I quote some verses from Gathas, which are, Gathas means songs. These are songs of Zarathustra, as he stated 4,000 years ago. Listen with your ears to the highest truths. Consider them with bright minds carefully, and decide each man and woman personally between the two paths, good and evil, before ushering of the great day or the day of judgment. Arise, all of you, and try to spread Ahura's words. So we commence to listen and choose for ourselves. And in the religion of Zarathustra, the knowledge has a tremendous value. There are some cultures who say if knowledge comes in, we become powerless. If people know what's going on, if people know the truth, so to speak, then we lose our power, which was not the case 4,000 years ago, as stated by Zarathustra. The twin spirits which appeared in the world of thought in the beginning were good and evil. In the thought they appear good and evil. Now we know, certain cultures have picked up on it and say Zarathustra's philosophy was dualistic. They had two gods. I leave it up to you to believe it or not, of course. The wise will choose rightly, and the unwise will go astray. So the locus of the two mentality are in our thoughts, not in the outside world. Anything that we think is absolutely bad might be in a global, universal sense to be good. If there is an earthquake that shakes my poorly built home, of course I cry and say, bad thing happened to me. But the planet Earth is alive. And that's the heart of the planet Earth, is moving, it's shaking. And we have to know, we have to increase our knowledge to know where to build, where not to build. Teach me, O Mazda, the best words and the noblest deeds, so that through this teaching I may worship Thee with a clear mind and a pure heart. Through your power, O Ahura Mazda, make it such that I might enjoy a new life full of truth. How we get to truth? By knowledge. Now, Zarathustra speaks badly and very poorly of false teachers or teachers of falsehood. Do not listen to the teachers of falsehood, because they desire to destroy and pillage every home, land, and village. Resist their evil desires and fight with them with your high spirit and righteous mind. Zarathustra recommends not to bow to aggressors, says resist them and fight them. But in next verse, he says how to fight them through thoughts. Now that reminds me of an Iranian literary erudite, professor of University of Tehran, some 70 years ago, when I was there and I became familiar with his literary production and reputation some years later. He once had a student who was extremely angry. Tears went to him and said, I am at the end of it. I'm about to pick up arms and fight this government of Iran here in mind. The Dr. Khanley was the name. He said, sit down, boy. Said, now, do you know you have the strongest of weapons in your hand? You are not losing. He said, what is that? He said, the pen in your hand. Use your pen. Put down and publicize your thoughts and speak of them. So that's along the same lines as I just mentioned. Now, you know, I mean, Zarathustra and Mahatma Gandhi have many things in common. For example, the idea of democracy. By the way, this democracy in God's is the only way part that doesn't give me a sense of clear direction. And I always criticize Zarathustra for that. Zarathustra speaks of Kshatriya Vairya, meaning that the good government chosen by good people. Then I say, who is good? How do we recognize who should choose, who should not choose? And that's the way thing, and as I said, I always criticize Zarathustra for it, and I can spoken to a lot of people, and I cannot come up with an idea. If we wanted to put his idea, and to a certain extent Mahatma Gandhi's idea, to work, what should we do? What happens to democracy? But this is what he promoted, the idea of democracy, the manner that he promoted. He also is the first environmentalist, 4,000 years ago, speaks of keeping the fire, wind, earth, and water pure and away from pollution. Now, you know, with the things that are going on in the world, if somebody asked my opinion, I would say Gandhiji and Zarathustra, they could not do anything about this situation. The two of them together have to be here to do something about it. Thank you very much for this.